Right, I've managed to drop on it for a second day, a second consecutive day, which is rare, but there's nothing on. Well, there was, but it's got 2 hours now, so I think I'll have a little go at that corner, see if we can't get something sorted out in that corner, and then we're ready to get it rubbed down and just primer it up, because I'm getting bored of this now. If I wanted the Capri, I've got one that I already did this 2 years ago. It's got a Pinto turbo engine in it. It's pretty awesome, to be honest. It's got an ECU sat in the passenger well, and all I've got to do is wire that up, and that car's done and runs. And instead I'm messing with this piece of shit, because like I said, it's not about me wanting a Capri. I've had a few of them. It's about me just making my life easier here. I'll just show you quickly the other one. The light's fucked in here now, so let's have a look. Lancia Integrale there. That once was a bag of shit like this Capri I'm doing, and had to be welded up. So was that. Need to get a new light down there. There's the other Capri. You can just make it out in these shadows. But this one, Kermit, this one was, well, just as bad as the black one at one point. I mean, you can't see it in this light. I understand that, but there's nothing I can do. But look, we've already done the engine bay in this one. We can just make it out in the light. It's got Pinto turbo sat in it. You can just make it out in the light. Yeah, so it'd be, if I wanted a Capri, I'd wheel this one out and wire the ECU up. Probably a day or two messing about with it. I'm gonna be out there running and it'd be decent. Instead, we're messing with the other bag of shit. Oh, it was Cortina there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. One day I'll show you them. But for now, you're just going to have to fucking wait. Anyway, let's go on with the shit show. It's important to note that I'm not trying to say that I'm doing this proper or anything. I'm just trying to patch it up with sheet metal that I've got lying around. Because when I've dug into, I lasered this, but when I dug into it, the actual structure of the engine bay, what I was trying to do, is good. But this wing, I've been umming and ahhing about it, because I could save this one. This one's not bad. All that's left on the bottom, all that's left to fix on this one is buy a panel for the bottom. I don't want to think about the bodywork, but I'm going to have to here, because I've hit a snag. So I'll get a wing bottom for that. I'm going to get the 2 door bottoms, like the skins that go on. I'm not making them, so they just pop on. They'll be nice repairs. But this wing don't need changing because it is solid. But we need a bit of a wing lip knocking up here, which I'll cut out yet and put in. And I was hoping I could do the same on the other side, but I was being a little bit optimistic there. I should know better. So when you can see I've just tacked that in. I've abandoned this now. That's just tacked in, that piece. But I've abandoned it because I'm going to cut that wing off next. Even though I didn't want to get into bodywork just yet. I'm going to cut that wing off because it's completely fucked behind there. In a minute, I'm on my own, but I'll push the car in a minute and I'll show you. Here's some cag out the bottom of the wing, where the wing meets the kick panel, the opposite side of the driver's footwell. Look how thick this is. You can see why these old cars fail in that brown patch, that sealant that's gone rotten. So this has been a problem for many years. There's loads more of this on the floor. So what they've done is, what I can see, I haven't got time now, but I'll separate the wing from the car next session, because we can't do anything else now with it. It's interfering with my engine bay. And you can see it joins down here. It's totally gone anyway. It's wrecked. All the bottom of the wing's wrecked. It's just wrecked. Well, behind it, it's pretty good in the wheel arch, because it's been Schultz before. And it is all pretty solid. But in the bottom corner, where that cag has been blocking everything and holding the water in, the bottom of the kick panel, at the bottom of the wing, like the A panel, that the outer, there's 2 skins. Someone's re-skinned it from the inside before, and I've just ripped the rusty outside panel off, and you can see the bare metal of the repair panel they put in, and it's as shiny as this. It's fine. So you're going to have to, I'll get the wing off and I'll repair the bottom of that kick panel, the bottom of the footwell, and then I'll be able to just slice through those tacks on that piece there, that crude piece I've made, and make a, wire the wings off, make a really nice piece as I'm doing the kick panel and get it all in proper. Then I'll be able to jazz this all back and prep it for spraying. I don't want a mint job, I'll just get it look okay. It'll look alright, you'll see. So things always look ugly at first. Yeah, and then it's a bonus because I know all in here is solid this side. I know all this is solid. So we'll get a head start on the bodywork, because once I put that wing on, it solves loads of problems that I was going to have to do, like I'll be doing to these others. So we'll get a head start on the bodywork. But you know, I'm going to find this. I'm going to find. We'll dig into this deep soon. I can't really get the angles on it today till I've exposed it. But you're going to find this all over it. Like it, you know, if it was a good car and you was after making some, I'm just after patching up and getting it running, you know, mess about with it. But like, if he's doing it good, it'd be, you know, we've done it before, get it on the ramp and go through everything, you know. But we ain't having that luxury with this. But that's what you're going to find, you know. You'll get, it's funny, innit? It's the last stage of tidying up this engine bay part, and it is completely rotten in that corner. I mean, it needs a scuttle really, but that's windscreen out, and I'm trying not to do all these things, but if it, you know, it's not the end of the world. Do them if I have to do them. But the whole idea was to just get this back in a paint and an engine in it. I'm not really bothered about it, you know. It's just a standing project that moves around. But anyway, gives us something to do. Done it on a quiet afternoon like this. I'll push it forward and I'll show you the beautiful rust and filler on the floor. Lovely. So you see where I've bent the wing out at the bottom, and the fillers all fell out of it. You see the filler all fell out of it, all behind there on the actual outside of the shell, not the wing. That's fucked. So yeah, we'll cut this rusty old bad boy off, but it's rotten anyway. At the bottom, it's rotten. This corner, that's paper thin. That. See, I was being optimistic, hoping that I could put little pieces in and that, because you know I try and do that if I can. But no, not really. You could, but man, it's not worth messing about with. Oh, that's gone. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see it. Look, the Crustmobile. It's all gone down there. It's completely fucked down there. So let's get it exposed and get to this. I'll probably just buy the proper panel once I know what I need. I'll probably just buy the proper panels for this and do them properly. Because if you go into this much hassle of having it off, you might as well have it right. They don't cost that much for Capris, Mk3s, and wings pretty easy to get a brand new one. So yeah, just we'll just sort it out. When I said the scuttles, if I'm going this far I might do the scuttles too, but I won't buy the whole panel because there's nothing wrong with it. But it's just the ends, the common, so you can buy them too. They're quite easy to do. And again, this will all be stripped down anyway. You can see it ending up with a new wing that side now. But that's what happens with him. You say you're not going to do him proper mint and spend loads of money on him, and then you just get a bit carried away. Oh, bottom of that door's gone. Like I say, I was trying not to get into bodywork. I've just had to push it in on my own, and it was a right bastard. What I want is it just running and driving, you know. And I've got engines sat around me, so if I have an engine in one of these that's sat waiting for another day when I fancy it, or sell it in the future or something, if the engine's actually in a car, it gives me two advantages. The car moves under its own steam, which is easier. Most of everything here more or less runs, and so something like this is a pain in the arse. And then also there's another engine that's not just sat in an engine room that you've got to remember to keep dry and heated and keep rotating the engines. So if it's in something piece of shit like this, you've got to move it round. It's better that you're just firing it up regular, moving it round. So that's me drive, like I keep saying. But you know, once you got a motor in and that, this was a fun car once when I had it on the road, so I might push on harder and just get driving it. We'll see. Here's the mess that it left behind anyway. This is what's just fell out of the wing when I've been poking around in there. Beautiful. Genuine rust there. Look at this. Gorgeous. I mean, it's just weird. It's just pockets on this car. I've seen this with Capris before. It's strange. It's just a lot of cars, they'll just go one area, or you know a certain car, they're really bad and they'll go in a certain area. These things just seem to go all over. They're just all water. Cause say they had that big piece of, a lot of that's it, filler in the bottom of the wing, so there's normally a gap there that lets everything run out, and there was no gap, and they'd even put sealant on it, as you'd seen, so all it did was hold water in. And it's been sat outside since 2019, this, and the reason I pulled it off the road is because it was rusty and it needed sorting out. So it's done well, really. I love the number plate, man. Akbar. Mad. Anyway, that's where it's come to a screaming halt. Look, it's original inside. It's pretty weird because I never set out for any of this, but I'm from Manchester originally, and this was when it was sold brand new. This was from a dealership that was local to me. This was the local Ford dealership, so it's strange that I've ended up with it. Yeah. Anyway, catch you later. The joys, eh? Day number 3, consecutive day. I've not got a day on it or anything, but I have got an hour this afternoon. So I come in here, I'm about 20 minutes in, and I was having a look at other people doing these Mk3 Capris. I never look at anything like that, but I had a look at a few YouTube videos, and it was funny. I found some from like 2020. I found a few people who were doing one. They just had one, and they're doing it probably in the lockdown, and they were saying the same thing. They were trying to do the engine bay like me and trying to do repairs, hoping they weren't going to take the wing off. I've seen at least 2 videos where they're doing this, but inevitably they had to take the wing off, and both of them found horror stories like I'm talking about when they took the wing off. So following on from that, I've just been buried underneath the rust and the filler, I'm trying to find the joins where the wing's connected on, because all I'm doing now is just trying to get that wing off. Then I'm going to do that repair in that corner, which is on the inner wing. I'm going to do that properly when I can get round it all sides, lap that all in, get it ready, get a wing on order, and then repair the damage behind the wing I've been telling you about, which we'll be able to see soon in its full glory. So the reason I just hit record is, I told you, all these old cars and all these old Fords in particular, if they're still going in 2025, unless it's been pristine all its life and had top people with top money looking after it, it's just going to be full of filler. And I tell people who are enthusiasts and they love them and all that, and they don't believe me, but they really fucking are. I mean, people who just buy them, like, look how thick that is, and look what it was over. Pure rot. It's all gone in there. It's both skins all the way through, but like, all I've done is use a flap disc just to cut the filler back, and then I was going to put the slitter disc through to take the panel off. The filler was all that was holding it on. Look, you can hear the filler popping and banging. It's coming undone. That's just, you know, I'm holding the phone with my strong hand. So yeah, you can almost, the filler were holding it on, but you see the extent how bad things are. That wing is just pure toast. You can hear the sounds. Bit of AMSR for you. That's the AMSR that I have to get to sleep at night. The sound of someone crunching rust. But yeah, let's get that off. Carry on getting that off. But yeah, just wanted to show you the pure thickness of the filler. It's raining outside. Obviously I can't have it outside because if it was outside it'll flash rust because of the bare metal. So I was trying to look where the wing has so many bolts holding it to. You have a bracket there that I'm going to cut through because it's rusty. So at the front here you have a similar affair. So I reached in before. You were never undoing them, were you? I just ripped them off with my fingers. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get this off and see where I'll still be able to do my engine bay and paint it and work on the wing and the repairs behind there. So it's just pushing me forward a step, that's all. Sorry it's going out of focus. Come on. Right, I'll carry on just trying to liberate this wing. Right then, that was fun. These are just, this is day 3 as well, but like, These are just little 1.5-hour bursts, 2 hours at tops. That's tidying up and setting up. So, and what you're about to see is pretty breathtaking. And it looks a lot of work, but if you just keep going regular like that, you'd be surprised how far it gets you. Right, it's a bag of shit like I told you. You'll see that I wasn't joking. There's the wing. There's part of the head bowl still attached to it. That's rotten. Beautiful. Bygone old repairs. That's the rest of the filler I was telling you about. Look at that. And bonding and everything. That was, the water was coming down and it just, it had nowhere to go. You can see it. You can see the water trail. There's the water trail there. Coming down. You can see what it's collecting. Because this was sealed, remember, and everything. So this was literally, when it's sitting still, just filling up with water. That's what was happening. Part of the end of the scuttle come with it. It's going new. I just trimmed the edge off because this wing's toast. It's useless. So that's still on the car, but you can see the panel that that attaches to. That's rotten anyway. That's why I cut it like that. So coming to the car, here's the panel I'm on about. So you can take the door off normally and get it here, but look, this is toast. Listen, there's that sound again. Pure rust. There's nothing holding it on. Only the seam sealer was holding it. These tubes here, I take it, they come down from the sunroof for the drainage, so you can see wherever water goes and sits, you have the problems. Big piece of filler there. Yeah, so this section needs changing. This is rotten. Dig into this proper. I'm stopping here now today. You can see the crude repair I was putting on from the other side. I mean, I would have trimmed it underneath here. I intended to get into here where I could. But like, this was just putting the piece in place to get the shape, basically. But that'll just rip that off now. See how bad all this actually is. But that's where I could feel behind the wing yesterday. That's where all that rust come from yesterday. So you see the bottom of the wing, and then the end of the sill here. And then, but you can see that metal there, that's really good. That's been fixed before from the inside. But that's okay. So next time round, I'll reduce this till we find out where anything is that we can actually weld to. Now, I don't think these little panels, these ain't too much. There's plenty of people knocking them up. Same with these, should you need the whole thing. So we'll just see what we can do, whatever we can plate up. There's the bottom of that scuttle. You can see what's coming, can't you? You know what's coming. Look at that. Oh, oh yeah, look at that. Let's just get involved. Beautiful. Next time you see a guy on Facebook Marketplace or anything, you know, telling you that rusty old Capri's worth 5 grand. He's trying to sell it you as a project, telling you think how much you can make and all that. It's an investment. Just tell him fuck off, man. Seriously, just tell him fuck off. Been watching too much Mike Brewer, man. You're dreaming. Well, digging around with my thumb, I eventually come to a stop on something. This isn't a bad sign. This isn't a bad sign. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. Then, notice this. Beautiful. Okay. Did all this to a Cortina last year. All these sections, funny enough, the exact same sections last year. But we changed the hole in the wing as well. So, you know, and then we attached all this to the inner wings. And we bought it all separate and did it, and that's all together and painted up and worked. So you've not got to be deterred, really. That's what was the bracket that was holding it on. Everything makes the lovely crunchy sound. So I'll pop a look at that down there for your viewing pleasure. To say the other side is nowhere like this. I knew once I come to here, that's why I just put this in crude. I just wanted to visualise it as almost done yesterday, I suppose. But I knew it was over. I knew it was curtains when I come to this corner. Headlight bowl. non-existent. But I wanted to show you this. How long's that repair been in there? I've owned it. I think I've owned it since 2018 or something. And there's a piece of gaffer tape. Which there's like the stuff you put in fiberglass in there. Oh, there's some more tape. And there's like some fiberglass in. Then filler. All on top of crust. And then there's how thick you're talking filler. Look at that. There's my nail for scale. Oh, wow. Keep telling you. Absolute dog shit. That is from there like that. See it? Look. It's from there. Pure dog shit. Look at that shaling. It's like when you look at the rings of a tree and you see how old it is. You look at this type of shit and it tells a story about the car, you know. It's cool, isn't it, in a way, I suppose. But there you go. That's where I am today. I'm going to clean this mess up now. You know, I knew we was going from engine bay spanning out to bodywork, but didn't know all that were like that in that corner. Have to investigate the other side. I'll probably take the other wing off now. But like I say, the joy is now just slamming the grinder through and removing all that. Just throwing, and now it's open. It's quick to do that, and then it's like a big Meccano set. Put your pieces in, just build it back up. It looks daunting, but it's easier than trying to do this shit, patch over shit, and just have shit everywhere. Yeah, I've done a few fucking, like what I was attempting in that corner was dodgy, but I told you the scope of the job. I told you why I was doing it like that. But this will do. It's going to probably end up better like some of the other cars in here, like, you know. It'll probably end up like them, because they, believe it or not, they were like this once. Just got to keep with it. But that's enough for today. See you later.